Hello everybody, welcome back. We'll make a quick video. There's not a great deal to say about what it is that we're seeing right now. It's much the same as it has been for the last couple of weeks really. Since this death cross, we've got the 50 simple moving average, which has basically been the main source of resistance for Bitcoin to break out basically. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we might be working on a sixth attempt to break from it really. We haven't broken from it so far, but we're trying to do it this time. We have reclaimed the Bollinger Band yesterday, which was good, and a nice big bold move up, thanks to Fed in their elusive words. It does make it sound like they want to lower rates this time, really. So we'll have to wait and see. But basically, we're just going to base everything around the chart as the most important thing. Yesterday's video, and just for those to clarify, remember I was looking at weeklies, monthlies, 6 monthlies, and even 12 monthlies, right? So, you got to laugh. So I was talking about a potential move all the way down into the mid-30s for Bitcoin, and I was quite clear that I was looking at this on a higher term time frame, right? And it involved stocks and Dixie and everything like that. And then someone sort of like, I don't know, 4 hours afterwards goes, I don't think so. What the heck? No, listen, I'm talking right now short-term time frame stuff, right? Which is going to give small moves, right? Talk higher-term time frame stuff gives larger moves. But the difference is that different time frames require different levels of patience. If you watched that video yesterday and assume a move by the end of the day, that's crazy. That's crazy. So at the moment, the 4 hourly has broken out, technically broken out for the first time since the death cross, above that 200 exponential. The 200 exponential is currently where we're trying to get support from, which is roughly around 61,000. Alright, and so with that, just to complement that, we have a pump signal, which arguably has either played to this level or maybe a little higher, which is 62,100. Momentum seems quite good, so it does look like we're going to trickle up to the upside. It's a sideways and up at the moment, is what it looks like, and the main criteria for a large breakout will be to get above 61,500, with a view to probably make your way between 63 to a top target around 65, rough areas really. It's still technically a bearish chart until we see that, and even if it's not bearish, we're still within this channel, this descending channel, which technically is more bullish than bearish. You would expect these to break out rather than break down. So let's take a look at the S&P, or the futures market, which is still working on its V-shaped recovery. On the weekly, it's already achieved it. On the daily, it's not quite got there. So the V-shaped recovery is what we were anticipating when we had that big Monday dump. V-shaped recovery is what we've received, which is exactly as predicted. Exactly as predicted. So that has worked. But there was no V-shaped recovery on Bitcoin, and there was certainly no V-shaped recovery on altcoins. Only some of them have managed to get back above where they fell from, but not many of them, okay? XRP being one of them. And again, this is why I make these videos on XRP, saying it is the best chart in crypto. But that's not to take away from the long-term view that I had yesterday, which is something I wanted to talk about. It's not something that I was saying this is definitely going to happen by the end of the day. You have to understand the difference between a 4 hourly chart and a 12 monthly chart. They're very different, completely different. And it's an environment I was referring to, rather than a complete like a massive short from this exact level right now. By the time you finish the video, it's going to go down to 30,600. No, that's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about something completely different. But for the moment, based on the shorter term timeframes, which is why I think, I suppose it's more relevant to people who wake up and watch these videos, we are working on a breakout which could take you between $63,000 and $65,000 on a Bitcoin. And again, it's going to take a little push by the Fed. Now, the Dixie, I see the Dixie trending at the moment. Dixie is coming down to a major support. Major support. I know that everybody wants it to break down, and maybe it will. Maybe it will. But the chances of it breaking down immediately are low. I know that everybody thinks that, the dollar was going to sink down to the depths of hell forever. And I think that there is a chance that we will eventually make our way down to the mid-90s, as this channel explains. Since we've been in this channel for about 14 years or so, this channel is highly relevant, and this channel, we were able to get the bottom on it, we were also able to get the top on it. So the humble bear market beginnings started around here. I remember saying it's going to be a bullish year for the Dixie in 2022. People refused to accept it. As soon as it became pretty apparent that it was going to be a bullish year for the Dixie, I said that the Dixie is likely to end at the top of this channel. People were saying absolutely not, it's going to break out, massive new huge all-time highs. It didn't, it was rejected. So the chances of us continuing with this enormous channel is quite high, but I think it's a little too early to presume that it's going to come down to this level right away. I think over the next 6 to 8 months, yeah. But is it going to happen right away? No. And I think that we're likely going to see a bounce from this level, more or less this level, okay? And that bounce will be a significant bounce that could take you back up to, well, arguably the Bollinger Band Center, which is 102 to 103, so 102.8, 103, maybe even a little higher if, like I say, you know, there is issues within the market. Now, that's not a rate cut sort of view, is it? You're not going to see that kind of move in a rate cut. You wouldn't expect to see that in a rate cut. So, you know, we'll just have to base things on the charts. The fundamentals of a rate cut would likely take this further down, but we will have to see. But this is a major support. It will likely break over the next 6 to 8 months. I don't think it's ready to break right away. If it does break, big bulls will take positions on dollar within this zone. But right now we're at support on the Dixie. Just be careful. I know it's hard. You've got to check your bias. Always check your bias. So that's more or less it. Bitcoin looks like it wants to move up in the short term. It doesn't take away from the idea that I have on the higher term. And whether we see Bitcoin break completely out is a different story. I don't see any reason to assume huge, massive, catapulting moves outside of the channel right now. But everything I see suggests perhaps we go to 63 to 65 max before another rejection that could take you back down towards the bottom end. So it's a range. It's a range. Until the range breaks, the range is a consolidation. We're still in the summer as predicted. The summer consolidation is still in full effect. We should expect nothing more than summer consolidation. You know, I'm over 50% exposed. That means I've got 50% in cash waiting for lower if we get it. If we break out and continue to go higher, excellent. Instantly gratifying trades. Pump, 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 pump. If we go lower, no big deal. But if we do break down below here, it is those targets that I was explaining yesterday, which do sound sensational, but they are on higher term time frames, as they would be for all the charts that I spoke about yesterday. And with that comes nothing more than an enormous opportunity. Anyway, I'll leave with you there. Nothing much more to say. Sideways and up, baby steps, 65,000 tops. 63,000 quite likely, and then see where we go from there. So let's not go crazy on longs or shorts. We're range bound. Momentum is slow in either direction, and I think a lot of the market is going to be waiting to respond to the Federal Reserve and their decisions moving forward. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.